just a bit outside.
And welcome to another episode of Just a Bit Outside. I'm your host, Steve Ely, and along with me, as always, my host, Wes Cook.
Back again.
I know. I see you all decked out in the Phillies green this week.
Oh, yeah. Just threw this together.
Definitely not planning a trip to Brazil anytime soon.
I can't wear this in Brazil.
No.
No, unfortunately not.
I mean, what? Anyway.
Let's put two green teams in Brazil.
Yeah. And then where you got to
Then
travel.
not let them wear green.
And then you got to travel in your armored car.
Yep. That sounds smart. Good job, NFL. I'm really proud of you.
Man, I don't understand playing in Brazil anyway. I get trying to
grow the game. It's clearly about trying to get, the viewership in international countries and things like that. So you want to grow that viewership, and you want to be able to have more fan bases across the world. It's that whole international thing. So with the international thing, what you're trying to do is just increase that profit. And, they've been BSing around and talking about trying to put a team in England, which I believe will never, ever work. Because the logistics for that it's not a possibility. There's no team that's going to be able to travel weekly to England. You're going to have so many bye weeks for that team, unless you're just bringing them over and they're playing, 6 weeks straight, and then they go back to England and play 6 weeks straight. But the whole thing is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, no, the London thing's kind of weird. I think Mexico City might be.
That would work. Because
it can work logistically.
It's in North America. It's just like having a team in Canada. It works. That's perfectly fine.
There was talk at one time about Buffalo moving to Toronto at one point.
Yeah, and I think it was when Donald Trump was looking at ownership or something for him.
Yeah.
But, those I understand trying to increase the brand. I mean, what more can they do here in America, right? I mean, they're killing it.
They're killing it. They're crushing everybody.
Yeah, of course. And they're going to continue to do so. But I guess that's what you're looking for. Where are we not? Why aren't we in this market or this market? How do we expand beyond where we are now? So, it makes sense. But Brazil is a question mark for me. I guess that, there's people way smarter than me that have looked and said, hey, we've got the fan base, the interest.
Yeah.
In these said countries, let's bring a game to them. So I'm sure there's some kind of research that went in, and that's why Brazil was selected.
Yeah, they're definitely marketing research.
But what you're talking about though is the safety and concern of the players, the fans, people that are traveling there. It's just not safe. That was the whole thing when the Olympics were in Brazil.
Yeah,
that's what people were concerned about. There's numerous occasions that people talked about being robbed and hurt and injured, and it's just it's not safe, and that's what's concerning about it. Brazil
is one of those countries that, if you think globally, you can say the country Brazil, and they're like, oh yeah, Brazil,
the population,
this and that, yeah. But at the same time, like security wise and stuff like that, Brazil's not, it's not much higher than technically like a third world country on that aspect.
Right. What they said, there was so many of those stadiums they built in Brazil are just practically being unused now. Mm-hmm. They've been abandoned. So they wasted all that money for the Olympics, and now you have these stadiums that are just unused.
Well, a lot of countries miss out on like Atlanta had the same problem.
Mm-hmm.
Los Angeles in 84 had this kind of the same issue. Like countries, cities they make a little bit of money off of the Olympics, but with what they have to spend
to get
it and to house everything and to have the places to play or compete.
I mean, you got, because you're talking about tons of people coming in and playing.
Yeah.
Or, the visitation or the people taking vacations to come out and check this out. I mean, it's a lot, man.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. And then I don't know. Maybe globally, like some of these larger cities are better. Paris, London. You know what I mean? But I think it was the 28th. They're back in LA, if I remember correctly.
I know the next World Cup's here in the United States, and we split with Mexico on that. So, but the Olympics, I'm not sure. You might be right. It is in LA.
LA in 2028.
So, are they going to expand into San Diego too?
I would have to imagine.
I mean, I know there's enough. There's a lot of stadiums in LA. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't see. Is there enough?
I mean,
for what you want to do,
you got the Coliseum, you got SoFi. Where's UCLA play? They play at the Coliseum too.
Well, the Chargers, are they going to continue to play at SoFi, or are they trying to build their own? Because I thought that was a thought too.
I think they're sharing.
They're going to share permanently.
I think for the moment, yeah.
Kind of like New York does.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Other NFL news, Trevor Lawrence got himself a new contract.
I saw that today.
Yeah.
Good for him.
$275 million.
Crazy.
I mean, it's just going to keep going up for these guys.
I know.
We know that.
But here's the thing. I get they're going to have to pay it. I don't put Trevor on the same scale as a Burrow or a Herbert. I mean, he's close. Don't get me wrong. I think he has the ability.
Well, aside from last year, the year prior, he showed those strides.
Yeah.
You know, and you thought, year 3 is going to be it. And then injury bug down there in Jacksonville, just a lot of tough stuff for him.
Yeah, he was banged up for most of the year. Their running game was good. They were they definitely took a step back compared to 2 years ago when they won the division. I don't know. Good on him getting the money, though. I mean, they're going to keep paying these guys.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
I mean, I'm just curious to see what kind of deal is made with Dak. Unfortunately, that's where, I'm, kind of leering at the moment. I want to see what kind of money he gets. Because here's the thing. Trevor just got $275. Dak has shown consistently to be, at this point in his career, better than Trevor. As regular season numbers. I mean, they're how many straight 12-win seasons or 11-win seasons for Dallas? And I know it's all regular season and playoffs is what really matters, but
I mean, you still think about it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going 5 and not going 5-12 or 5-13 now and making the playoffs, and still putting up that kind of numbers.
No. Definitely not.
But, I mean, honestly, he's like the last quarterback domino at the moment.
But do you pay a guy who is, 30, 31 at this point? A big contract. Where what it's going to do...
He's going to get a big contract no matter where he goes.
It's going to handcuff him. Or, I mean, not handcuff him, excuse me. It's going to handcuff Dallas. Which, hey, I'm all for it. Go ahead and sign him to me.
Dallas is, I don't know. Dallas had a lot of decisions to make.
Yeah.
Between Dak, CD, Micah next year.
That's what.
I mean, that's the 3 they have to worry about. Everyone else they got a minute on. They got to figure out what they're going to do at running back in the near future. Because I'm sorry, Zeke.
Draft a guy.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the point. They got to draft a guy. They should have drafted one this year.
Would have made sense. But that's what they need to do. They need to draft. Carolina just won 3-2.
I like it.
Walk-off.
On a walk-off again?
Mm-hmm.
Did the left fielder throw it right in the dirt again?
Dude, that was awful. He could have, if he would have thrown a decent ball, he might have got the guy
It'd have been close.
Out at home. God, Wes.
It would have been close. That was crazy. Like, I paused it just so you could see. I'm like, dude, I can make this
I'm glad
throw.
we rewound it and checked it out, but that was awful.
Dude. I could play college baseball looking at that.
All of us could.
Hell, apparently, I could have a better batting average than who's the guy that I sent you yesterday that has a lower batting average than Jim Abbott.
The catcher for the Yankees, right?
Yeah, I think that's who it is.
Yeah.
Has a lower batting average than Jim Abbott, who has one hand.
It's pretty impressive that Jim Abbott actually got up to bat.
Good on him, bro.
I thought he would have just stuck in the American League forever.
Well, just think, that dude actually has a no-hitter.
Dude, he was phenomenal.
Did
he win a Gold Glove too?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
So stupid. That's just excuse me. That is ridiculously talented for a guy with one hand.
One hand, man. One hand.
Yeah.
You talking about living your dream?
Dude. It is crazy.
I want to think he was like a high draft pick too, or something like that. Like, I don't want to say like top 10 or something, but like I want to think he was like a first 3-round guy, which that's super early in baseball. I mean, Russell Wilson was a 3rd-round draft pick.
Yep.
Ahead of like multiple rounds of Aaron Judge. Good on the Yankees for finding them deep.
They do.
Anyway, what else you got for me? What you want to go with?
You had the Falcons. They lost the pick for tampering with Kirk Cousins.
Here's what I'm going to say.
Bangs.
They're all tampering, bro. They're all tampering.
Well,
it's what you can hide and what you can't.
The Eagles were cleared on Saquon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah, they lost a 5th-round pick and $250,000 for that.
Yeah, but Kurt pretty much came out and said he was talking to the Atlanta, like, strength and conditioning coach.
And see, that's what I don't understand is, like, these guys have relationships all across the league with other teams because coaches move, trainers move, all these people move all over the place. It's a big chessboard, right?
Well, look at, like, players themselves. Like, look at, like, Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Along with, like, Joe Burrow. Those guys are all boys.
Yeah. Although Justin Jefferson got paid.
Ooh, he got paid for real, son.
Yeah.
Ooh. Highest non-quarterback money in the entire NFL.
That's nuts. But you knew it was coming.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's proven it. He earned it for sure.
Now you're going to get Jamar Chase with a crazy deal like that.
Well, this is where teams messed up. You saw the Eagles go ahead and they locked up Devontae Smith, locked up A.J. Brown. We're like, not going to play around. We're going to get in before Justin Jefferson gets his deal.
Good on them.
It's smart. But that's what you're going to see these other teams that got guys like CeeDee Lamb now looking at more money.
Yeah. Dude, he's going to be looking for crazy money.
Jamar Chase, more money.
And we talk kind of like this.
It's just putting themselves in a bad situation. And you got to be better.
Dude.
Got to be better.
We talked about this guy. How much money does Brandon Ayuk now want?
He's going to want more. Yeah. I mean, what do you think? This is why you sign these guys early. Go ahead and get their money out the way. Mm-hmm. And if it works with the books, you want to do it. But what's Dallas doing? What are they doing? They can sit around.
They are sitting around and sitting around and sitting around and just like, what are you?
They can't make up their mind. That's the problem.
I mean, I'm not a Dallas guy at all, but I'm sorry, man.
Really?
I don't want to pay. Wouldn't want to pay CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson money, but I wouldn't want to pay Justin Jefferson money if I'm an owner.
No.
But at the same time, CeeDee Lamb's going to get something close to that.
We were talking about the market. Look at the market.
Yeah.
The market's going to require it.
What's going to happen now? And this is what we're going to see. Wide receivers are getting ready to take the same hit that running backs took like 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah. The money's going to get outrageous, and then people are going to devalue the position.
You're going to have a couple of guys get that kind of money. You're going to get Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
They'll probably get that kind of money. I mean, T. Higgins is playing second fiddle to Jamar Chase, and he's probably a legit number one playing.
Yeah, you put him on Carolina right now, he's the number one.
Dude, he's the number one on a bunch of franchises.
Like, yeah, let's put it, look at Jacksonville. Who are they throwing to?
Zay Jones. Didn't they draft a guy?
I think they may have, yeah.
Yeah.
We would have to go back and look, but.
Yeah, no, that's Baltimore that drafted the kid from Boston College last year, Zay Flowers.
Yeah, Baltimore. Got him.
Yeah. I feel like they drafted a guy because they knew they weren't going to bring Calvin Ridley back. Which I don't know why they didn't bring Calvin back. But that whole thing I sent you about Calvin too. If I was Calvin, I would have signed there too.
Oh, they got Brian Thomas Jr. from LSU.
That
that was their first round pick. Yeah.
There we go.
So that's who they're going to be thrown to. But we were talking about an unproven rookie.
Yeah.
Speaking of unproven rookies, you sent me that thing. Who was it? Nick, what's his name on ESPN? Or maybe he's on Fox now. Nick Wright.
Mm-hmm.
He has Caleb Williams in his top 5 quarterbacks in the league. And taking a snap.
No, not a snap. Not one snap.
Is he a Bears fan? I thought he was a Dallas fan because
of
how
know,
much
bro.
he sucks that tit.
That whole list was a little off.
It was awful. I was like, this is clickbait for sure.
It's like, come on, man.
His hair.
There was a lot of guys that they picked that, they're in that list, but Caleb's not a top 10 guy right now.
No.
Hell, dude, Nick Wright gave up somebody for Baker Mayfield in the end of it, and I'm like, what? He's like, I forgot about Baker. Yeah, a lot of people forgot about Baker.
But, I mean, he does it for views, likes, whatever. The commentary that comes with it, it's all clickbait. It's trash. I'm not a fan, man.
No,
I've never liked that dude anyway. But, like, we even talked about it, like, Daniels was our first quarterback in this list just because of the way he performed, what he did on the field, and I mean, he made his team better.
Yeah,
and I don't doubt Caleb Williams made his team better because offensively they were pretty strong.
Offensively, they were good. Their defense was shit.
Yeah, and I mean,
when you're losing 45, 42
on a weekly basis, it's bad.
Yeah,
but the great ones overcome a lot of that kind of stuff.
They do. I mean, you look at guys like that. I mean, I think Caleb, like, I don't want him to be good. I still think he's going to be okay. I've never seen a rookie come into a situation that he's come into.
He's very fortunate. So, I mean, what do you say after year one? And let's say they finish 8-9.
I think that's a successful season, to be honest.
For the Bears, 8-9 with the offense that on paper looks phenomenal.
I think 8-9 with a rookie quarterback who is going to see ups and downs. He's going to make mistakes. Teams are going to force him into mistakes.
Sure.
And plus,
the O-line's still not great.
And plus, until I see the Bears develop a quarterback ever.
I mean, that's a good starting point.
Ever. I think 8-9 would be a good starting point for them.
Okay.
Even though that offense is ready. It's ready right now. You throw a middle of the pack starter in that offense right now.
But that's what we're talking about. There were options.
I would have liked to see what Justin Fields done with the offense.
Well, yeah.
And they could have saved themselves.
Well, they could have addressed the other needs.
Mm-hmm.
But they were just so sold on Caleb Williams for whatever reason.
It happens that way, man. There's that quarterback. I mean, Andrew Luck was that guy. He was going to be the number one pick no matter what. Hell, Andrew Luck stayed in school the year that Cam came out because supposedly he didn't want to play for Carolina.
Well, I mean, he was also a very smart dude. And he got out of the league at a time that he knew he needed to get out to maintain and a healthy lifestyle going forward.
Yeah. Not like he didn't make plenty of money to be.
No,
and like he
set himself up for good. Yeah. Yeah, he's. Imagine the kind of money he's probably making today, though.
Dude, he got a degree in architecture. He's probably sitting somewhere just bullshitting around.
Well, I meant if he stayed in the league.
Oh. Dude, he's making Trevor money.
Yeah, exactly. You want to let our mascot in?
Yeah, I'll let the mascot in.
But did you see the Chiefs got their rings?
I saw the video.
So the rings are really cool looking, very Arrowhead-esque, and then they have that what they call is the Tom and Jerry play that won the game for them in OT.
Yeah, they have that in the inside.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean that's a pretty cool nod. But what was funny is on the inside of the rings has their who they played in the playoffs, and it had Miami as the 7th seed when they beat them, but Miami was actually the 6th seed in this.
Good job.
Yeah, whoops. No one wanted to check that. Just double check that maybe we got the seeding wrong. Whoops.
They should have been the 7th seed with the way they played.
They got demolished in that game.
It's called, hey, let's take all the speed and let's throw it in 5-degree weather in Kansas City.
Yeah. This will not work out.
That is when, honestly, you got a very good running game like Miami had.
Yep.
Why are you just not running the ball? Just run.
I mean,
between Mosard and was it Asharon, the kid from Texas A&M?
Yeah, I think so.
Between them two,
they were killing it.
Why are you not running it 50 times a game?
Yeah, offensively, their game plan came in and it was a turd.
Mm-hmm.
Really, that's what it comes down to.
Mike McDaniels, I like him as a coach. I think he's done a fantastic job, but he's got to understand. I think where he needs to learn is there's certain situations that, hey, I just can't use my speed for everything.
Sure.
I mean, speed on a good day, speed can win a lot of matchups,
especially in the warm weather.
Miami? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even Miami Stadium is built for like a home field advantage. You've seen that, right? Where the away team is always in the sun the entire game.
They're in the shade the other side of the game.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
No, I mean, it's brilliant. I don't know why more teams aren't doing, I want to say stupid stuff like that, but hey, let's turn the stadium this way, and the opposing team is always going to be in the sunshine.
Smart.
They're going to be 10 degrees hotter than us all day long.
Yeah, especially those September, early October games.
In South Beach, when it's still 85 to 90 degrees.
Yeah. Makes a big difference.
Ooh. It is, man.
Speaking of laying turds, the Mavericks have come out to an 0-3 deficit here in the NBA Finals. Game 4 is tonight in Dallas. Right now, Mavericks are the favorite, only by 1.5. Yeah, that's on even money right now.
I don't even know how they're the favorites. They haven't done anything to show me
They've been competitive the last 2 games, and really they had a solid opportunity to take Game 2. Actually, they had a good opportunity to win Game 3.
Yeah.
But now you're at a point where it's an insurmountable return to win this thing. You're not overcoming this deficit against this Celtics team.
No.
Because now the Celtics are clicking on all cylinders.
I mean, Jason Tatum, who in all accounts by what everybody else thinks, is their best player, and he hasn't had a great game yet.
Well, points-wise.
Yeah.
What he's doing is he's doing everything else.
Yeah.
He's facilitating and he's referring to other guys and he's making guys better on the floor.
He's making the right pass when it needs to be made.
Yes, he's making an extra pass.
He is.
He's rebounding well. He's playing amazing defense. He's been effective on both sides of the ball, and he's doing it fantastically. You couldn't ask for a better finals out of Tatum aside from the points, but he doesn't need to because of everything else he's doing for the team.
If everybody else is scoring, you don't need to.
No.
If you're facilitating, you don't have to. But you got to be able to, if you're him, he's got to be able to make that distinction, in a tight ball game. He's got to be like, all right, now I need to go. Which he hadn't need to go yet.
No, I mean, that's what you're looking for out of Luka. That's what you've been looking for out of Kyrie.
Yeah.
Kyrie finally put one together in Game 3, and it wasn't enough.
Those two have to be clicking on all cylinders for them. Well,
they need to
win.
find the magic they had in the Eastern Conference Finals.
In the Western Conference?
Or Western, sorry.
Yeah,
they need to find that
had
magic in the round before. They need to find that magic again.
The problem is they set them down.
Yeah.
I mean, they were down 6 days.
I mean, Boston was too.
Yeah, but they were hot. They had went through the battle, and then by the time, the Minnesota series rolled around, they were chugging on all cylinders.
No, they were, and it definitely.
And then
I think it does play a part in this for sure. That large break really took the wind out of their sails, and they're not the same team that we saw the week prior.
No. I mean, Boston cruised to the Eastern Conference Finals.
They did.
I mean, they cruised to the finals, period.
Well, we saw it. They had fortunate matchups because of what took place in the rest of their bracket.
Yeah.
So,
and the whole not reseeding and stuff like that.
That's always a questionable thing.
Yeah. I don't know why they don't. But anyway, we've fussed about that plenty. But yeah, no, I think setting them down, like if they'd only had to wait like 2 or 3 days, I think it might be a little different because they'd still be churning. But you sit them down you'd sit a hot team down for 6 days who is like, yeah, we're rolling. And then the first thing that happens to them, they got dumped in game 1.
Well, I will say something favorable for the Mavericks is Porzingis is questionable for tonight. So if they can be fortunate enough for Porzingis not to play, who's brought a lot to the Celtics team in this series.
He's the best big man in the game, in that series.
Well, yeah.
Head and shoulders.
Because you can't point to another guy who's the next best, PJ Washington. And PJ's, he's more of a 4 than a 5.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of sad. It's probably Al Horford, the old guy.
Yeah.
To be honest. And then you got a bunch of young guys on the Dallases as far as their front court is concerned. But I don't know. I personally think the series is over.
It's clearly over. Even if the Mavericks were to string a couple wins together, and by the time it gets back to Dallas, Boston, they're not going to lose 4 straight. It's just not going to happen.
No.
It's very unfortunate because I hate seeing the Celtics win, but it is what it is. They've just coasted, man. They've lost 1 game in this entire playoffs?
Yeah. Yeah.
They were the best team all year, and they're showing it right now.
They were the best team I don't want to knock certain teams. I don't think Philly was the same team all year without Embiid.
Embiid was out most of the second half of the year.
Milwaukee kind of wasn't the same team for a little bit.
Well, they were adapting with Dame, and it didn't seem
well,
like
they were
he
adapting
was the
with Dame,
piece.
and then they hired, in my opinion, one of the most overrated coaches in all of basketball.
Yeah, the Doc Rivers move is just, I get it. You're in the middle of the year, and you're looking for a guy and want to sustain some kind of stability.
I don't know. I don't know how you. Doc had a worse winning percentage than the guy they fired.
He was fine.
He was fine. Well, I don't know.
They would have had the exact same result.
I don't know what the expectation was. They thought, ooh, we got Dame. We're going to be the best team in the league. Is what I think ownership thought. Which I get it. But even adding a player Dame's caliber, it still takes time to gel. We see it all the time.
Well, because you need to figure out where he fits in this.
Exactly.
Because we're talking about a guy that is clearly a number 1, a go-to guy. But then you're pairing him with another go-to guy.
Yeah.
So that's what you need to find guys that are going to accept their role on a team. And that's what made Miami so good with LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh knew he was the three coming in.
I'm the third guy.
I'm the third guy, and he accepted that role, and that's what worked out. And you didn't really find that ground. Like Middleton still tried to do so much when he was actually playing.
Yep.
And he had to realize he was going to be the third option. And then it was really just kind of debatable on whose team it was at this point. Because
it's Giannis's team.
It is Giannis's team. He's a younger guy. He's the guy that's been there. He's the one who won him a title.
Yeah.
Let's be real. But at the same time,
Dame's still a good player. He's still upper echelon. I wish he'd have moved out of Portland like 4 years ago.
That's what he should have done. Portland never did anything to put him in a place to win.
No. The best teams they had was him and McCollum in the backcourt.
He was too loyal.
Yeah. He made a shit ton of money.
Well, yeah, he did get that going for him.
I mean, he made what?
Max. He had two different max deals there.
I think his lifetime earnings is close to $500 million or something like that.
It's crazy.
Which, okay. I'm not going to lie. I'll take $500 million to never win a championship. I will.
I mean, it'd be tough. It'd be tough otherwise.
I mean, I know there was a lot of stuff going around one time. We and you may have talked about time. Would you take Robert Orr's money and his championships, or you want Dame's money and no championships? We're talking 65 or 70 million to 400 to 500 million.
I guess it comes down to what are you making off the floor?
Dame's making probably way more money than Robert Horry's making off the court. I would assume, considering Horry was an ultimate teammate, ultimate role player.
Yeah.
I mean, because he had games where he had big games.
Well, he was easily relied upon in big moments too.
Yeah.
I mean, they call him Big Shot Bob for a reason.
He was big in Houston. He was big in LA. He was big in San Antonio.
Yeah, everywhere he went. I mean, he was a key contributor. But like you said, he's an ultimate role player because he fell into a role. But I mean, he was without Robert Horry on those title teams, they don't win titles.
Exactly. It's kind of weird to think about stuff like that. You take that guy off, do they still win?
No. But
I mean, maybe some of those Spurs teams do. I mean, they were loaded all the way around.
They were, yeah. Think about them.
Some.
May have.
I mean, even his early.
But still, for the most part, Robert Horry was a key piece to title runs everywhere he went.
He was definitely a key piece in LA with Kobe and Shaq.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he was the shot that killed Sacramento.
Yep. So, Mavericks may still win tonight, but honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if Boston tries to go ahead and roll this one up. You got to go back to Boston for Game 5. You know how rocking that place is going to be?
I don't think it's like that. I think it's 2-3-2 now in the finals. They eliminate that back and forth in the middle, I think.
Ugh.
I think. I could be wrong. I'm looking at the schedule right now.
Pretty sure they go back to they go back to Boston if it's necessary on Monday. Game 5 would be in Boston on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it goes back. Yeah, you don't want
that's a lot of flip-flopping.
2-2,
last
1-1,
three games.
1-1. I mean, that's the way it's been for the last few years, though.
Damn, lowest tickets on Monday are $1,300.
It's not surprising.
Cheapest tickets tonight, $550.
It's Dallas. Honestly, it's different, man.
I know, I get it that it's different, but at the same time, damn.
Boston fans do care more.
Dude, they care a lot more, son.
And you know when they win this, it'll be their 18th, and that'll be the most all time.
No, they're still way behind the Lakers.
No, the Lakers are 17-17 with Boston.
Is it 17-17 now?
Yes, sir. This would give them the all-time lead in World Championships. So, yeah, speaking of the Lakers, Danny Hurley flirted around with that job and ultimately turned it down. Apparently, he was offered the same kind of money he was going to be offered at Kentucky, which is crazy to me because that's just...
I think that's why they didn't get him. I don't think it was enough.
Maybe. Because, I mean, even the money he would have got at Kentucky wouldn't have been in the top, we looked it up last week. They wouldn't have been top 5 in the NBA.
No. I think if you get him, if you're trying to get him, you got to give him some, as dumb as this sounds, you got to give him Pops, Steve Kerr. You got to get him close to that. You definitely got to pay him more than the coach of the Detroit Pistons.
Life-changing increase.
Yes.
Yeah, because UConn's not going to be able to give him $10 million a year.
No.
And that's what Kentucky came in at. I think it might have been more. It might have been around 11 or 12, if I'm not mistaken, when you really break it down and incentives and everything. But you're talking about the NBA, and if you're the Lakers, it's not like you can't afford it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, even if you went $20 million, that's double the max he's going to get at UConn.
There was stuff.
There's no way that UConn can afford it.
There was people saying that the money was the main sticking point, and that like it should have been 6 or 7 years over $100 million, and that would have done it. Which, I mean, yeah, that probably would have definitely done it. But I don't think you take middle of the pack NBA head coach money to deal with an aging LeBron who thinks he's the guy and trying to build a team around that.
Sure.
I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, it's going to take a lot of money to get me to do that.
I mean the headache that comes with it, but the schedule's not nearly as crazy. You got to think when you're a college coaches have to recruit.
Mm-hmm.
They have all these like public events. They got to raise money for NIL.
Yeah.
There's so much more bullshit that they've got to deal with. And granted, it's a lot less games, a shorter season, but that season is longer when you think about everything that comes in the off season.
Yeah, but what he's done in the last 2 years has elevated that to where I'm going to use the Nick Saban effect. It makes it recruiting a little easier.
Yeah, guys want to come to you. You don't have to go get them.
It makes... I mean, he's in the Northeast, man. There's plenty of money up there. Plenty. I mean, you're not that far from New York City. You're not that far from Boston.
Yeah.
The NIL money is going to be there. And plus, considering what he's done, there's a national stage for that now.
Yeah.
I mean, first back-to-back champion since Florida in the mid 2000 and 2010, somewhere in that range.
Mm-hmm.
And then Florida was the first since when? 70s, UCLA? I mean, ridiculous.
So what, won 3?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because Florida won back-to-back.
Florida won back-to-back, and then...
Duke won back-to-back, right?
Did Duke win back-to-back? What they win? Oh, they won 91, 92, 93. Or
they
91, 92, 92, 93.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Yeah, so I would have just been interested to see what the coaching carousel would have evolved to at that point, because we're so late in this game now. Like, who would UConn go out and get? Are you talking? You got to be talking about the same guys Kentucky we're looking at this point.
Billy Donovan.
Yeah, I think Donovan would be up for grabs for that position, which would be an excellent place for him.
It would be. It would be.
You got to look at the likes of Bruce Pearl, which Kentucky did not go after. The other one was Chris Beard.
I'm a little surprised by that. Bruce Pearl would have been a guy I'd have looked at if I was Kentucky.
That's who I wanted. I'm super happy with Mark Pope, so I do want to put that disclaimer in there.
You're happy with Mark Pope for now.
For now, yeah.
But at the same time, he hasn't done anything. So
he's done good things. He put together a roster quickly, and he put together on paper what looks like a good roster, and it's going to be competitive in the SEC. I'm not looking for a national title year one. Come on, that's ridiculous expectations.
No, I agree with you.
I want to be competitive. I want to have good games. I want to go out there and just.
You think they make tournament this year?
Yeah, they'll make the tournament. Now, are we 8-9 seed? Yeah, maybe, whatever. But you knew the day Calipari left Kentucky that we're gonna see a reset.
Oh yeah, it's a hard reset.
Yeah, because that's what happens. Calipari leaves, players go, and that's what's gonna happen. You're not gonna have the same type of high level recruits that you did before, but you're gonna get guys. You're gonna find these diamond
it's gonna come
kind of guys.
It's gonna come.
Yeah, it's Kentucky. They're still gonna get it. I mean, it's kind of trying to take the same road that Carolina does. The road that Duke has taken.
I was going to say it's exactly the same road that Carolina's taken. Let's bring somebody in familiar with the program. Let's bring a Kentucky guy in.
Yeah,
it's the whole Michigan man.
Yeah, that's it, and we're going to see how this works. I mean, you saw it work in Michigan too. Although Harbaugh was just thirsty for the NFL again.
I don't blame him, bro.
I don't. I really don't. Yeah, he proved he can win at the collegiate level.
He had already proved he could win there, and then you just throw him at a program like Michigan. I mean, look what he did
with Stanford. No, he did an excellent job at Stanford.
I mean, I never put Stanford in a national championship level, but they were competitive. They were a 10-win, 9, 10, 11-win team. I mean, I'll take that at Stanford all day. Hell, I'd take that at my school all day.
Yeah, any day. Any day.
I'll take 9 wins at Carolina all day long in football and be happy.
Yes, that's how I am at Kentucky. You know, I do want to have like that one-off one year where you're competitive, you're a top 10 program.
Yes.
There's a shot. There's just that shot of being there.
Like, oh, man.
But then you lose that one game, you're like, fuck.
The sad part is you and I have the same problem. Is that one game, it isn't just a loss. It's we get the brakes beat off of us by
a bad team.
Yes.
A team you clearly should beat.
We're better than this team, and yet they just smoked us.
Yeah, and it sucks. And you're like, we didn't show up.
Yep, and you're like, well, we're done now. Even if we win out, we're done.
Yeah, no, there's no opportunity here. Yeah.
Oh, who's their loss? Oh, that's a bad loss.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, I've talked about it before, but that the year we beat Saban's LSU team.
Yes. And turned right around.
The very next week, lost to Mississippi State at home, mind you, on the exact same field we just beat LSU. And, I mean, it wasn't even close.
Yeah, it happens. I
remember it was a rainy, mucky game, too. It was just set up for failure, but damn it. It's just so deflating.
Dude, I tell you every year who we're going to lose to.
The Georgia Tech.
And what happens every year? Who do we lose to? Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech could be winless and play Carolina, and they're going to win by 2 touchdowns.
Speaking of Georgia Tech, you remember back on NCAA football like 13-14, they ran the worst offense. All you had to do was blitz them every single time.
They ran that triple
option.
Yeah.
You blitz them every time. I don't think they ever scored against me when I played them because I did the same thing over and over. They were just different blitz schemes, but I destroyed them every time I played them.
I played the same defense. Everywhere I went, I played the same defense. I ran the same thing. I recruited the same guys. I literally played a 4-4 defense.
Yeah.
And I blitzed. Hard blitz every time. If you could get it out quick, you could score a touchdown on me.
Yeah.
But you had to get it out quick, or I was going to sack you.
Yeah.
Somebody was going to get to you.
You better be able to make those reads quick.
Yeah. Like the teams you'd play that had a good quarterback, they would make that read once or twice, and I'd give up like 14 points or something like that.
Yeah.
I'd still fucking smoke them, but at the same time, they'd score on me. But it would be, oh God, 75-yard touchdown pass. Okay, I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
I'm prepared to give that up.
My defense is set up for this.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Right.
My defense is good to give this up because my offense is going to smoke you. I'm going to run for 250 yards. I'm going to throw for 250 on you. You just got to figure out. I just have to figure out what you're willing to give me.
Yeah, but that's there was a recipe to beat Georgia Tech easily in those games.
Blitz. Any of those option teams.
Yep.
What's fun though?
We're about a month away from.
I know.
These two.
I used to like to try to attempt to play the option every now and then because if you could get the right players in there.
Yeah, it was
stupid.
Tough though. It was so tough for me.
No, the tough part is when you have to pass the ball.
Yes.
When you need 10 yards and you ain't recruited nothing but 3-star wide receivers because they know they ain't catching any balls there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how Georgia Tech ever got Calvin Johnson there.
That's what I never understood.
They're running the option, and you got arguably one of the best wide receivers
of
ever.
Of all time.
It's about like the little thing I sent you the other day where you got $15 to put together. Dude, I'd have took my offense against all day long on that.
There's so many good options there. Like that, I put one together that was like under $15. I was like, yep. Because you give me Dan Marino for $1 in that.
I took Dan Marino for $1,
yeah.
LaDainian Tomlinson for $1.
Yeah.
And then I took Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson both for $4.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, fuck, dude, I still got
tons of money.
I got $5, so I can take any tight end I want. Well, if I got $5, go ahead and give me Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah. Not gonna be failing with that at all.
No, and you could have traded it out in any way, shape, or form. Fuck, you could have traded out LT for Barry Sanders and taken Jason Witten.
Yeah.
Would have been your tight end. Ooh.
Oh, not hurting there either.
No. Not when you got Randy Moss and Megatron on the outside. That's just stupid.
I know.
Stupid. Like I was looking at him like, yeah, man, I'm gonna take Jerry Rice. And I'm like, no. I'm gonna take Randy Moss and I'm gonna take Calvin Johnson. Two big, fast guys.
Can't go wrong.
And then you take a good underneath tight end like Gonzalez. You could have threw any of those tight ends on that and they'd been fine. Any of them. Who was it? Gonzalez, Gronk, Antonio Gates, Jason Witten, and some older guy. I can't remember who it was.
Oh yeah, I remember him being down there.
It was some older player.
Yeah. He had one of those old school helmets on.
Yeah, one of the old school leather caps. I'm like, that Ditka.
So Euros opened up today, and Germany smashed Scotland. Scotland got a red card early in that one, and it got out of hand pretty quick. I think it ended up 5-1. Red card right before halftime for Scotland. And that's just it's a recipe for disaster for a club that's just it's great they're here in the Euros and they're have an opportunity to play. It's just
so who's your pick for the Euros? Enlighten me.
It's coming home, England, baby.
Coming home to England.
England. It's coming home. It's coming home.
All right.
England's going to do it this year. Although England made questionable squad selection that I'm kind of shocked by. They left off Madison. They left off Grealish. And, those are two top-flight guys that I honestly thought would make this squad. And the fact that they just got left off is puzzling to me.
Well, like I said, over the next few weeks, I'm going to be in for education.
Yeah, tomorrow, 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m., 3 games. All of those games. Let me pull up the schedule. We have Hungary and Switzerland at 9 a.m.
Okay.
And you got Spain and Croatia going to be awesome match at the 12 p.m. That's the must watch. That one takes place in Berlin at noon tomorrow. And then you have Italy and Albania. That's Italy's a heavy favorite in that one, minus 280.
Yeah,
and the over-under is 2.5 goals. Italy at 3 o'clock, probably a rout there. Yeah.
I expect that the Hungary-Switzerland game is going to be on Fubo TV.
Yep. This is basically football TV.
I like it.
That's what it's about.
I like it. Makes me giggle. Makes me giggle when you see sports on some weird network. It's kind of like the Ocho.
True. I would like to know how much money they spent for this.
They paid some money, bro. Yeah. I mean, you saw how much money the NBC paid out for the NBA rights. Over $2 billion?
I mean, it makes sense, though, because it is a money maker.
No, it is. It is. They just can't let that Inside the NBA show go. They got to do something about that. Somebody's got to pick that up and roll with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just roll with it. NBC would be a fool not to say, just come on. We'll pay you. But it sounds like Ernie doesn't want to go anywhere. He's super loyal to Turner. Which, I mean, from my understanding, they've done nothing but great things by him and for him.
I would be shocked if you saw him move on. But
yeah, but especially with what they've done for his family and stuff, considering he's got an adult kid that pretty much has to have 24-hour supervision and stuff like that. And they've done nothing but work with him with it and stuff. So I understand the loyalty there, but just the chemistry between him,
all four of them, man.
Shaq, Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley, it's just ridiculous, dude. It's funny. It's just funny.
It is.
I mean, what ESPN does, when they got Stephen A. Smith and Michael Wilbon, and that, it does nothing for me. Yes, they know it, but I like the goofiness.
Well, that's what makes it good, because it's entertaining.
It's very entertaining.
It's not strictly basketball focused. They get off topic, but they still tie it all back in.
Yeah.
It's done very well.
Yeah. It's our goals and aspirations.
Yes. To be as entertaining as Shaq and Charles Barkley bickering back and forth.
We just need to put on a couple 100 pounds. We could do it.
And grow 2 feet.
Grow 2 feet up and 2 feet out.
There we go.
But I mean, I'm going to miss it. Supposedly they got one more year. They got this next upcoming season, and then it's done after that. That's when the NBC gets the rights. There's a lot of weird stuff NASCAR next year. I know you're not a huge racing guy, but I keep up with enough to know what's going on. NASCAR next year is going to be on 3 different networks. It's going to start off with Fox, and then the middle of the season is going to be covered by Amazon. And then I think it's going to be Turner and NBC at the end.
Okay. So they got the playoffs or whatever they call it.
Yeah. Or Turner. Yeah. Which I don't understand. If Turner and NBC are doing that deal, why aren't they doing a basketball deal?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Or maybe it's just Turner. Maybe it's just Turner that has the last part of it.
Okay.
Maybe. Maybe it's Amazon and NBC that's doing the middle part.
That makes sense. So NHL is going very similarly as the NBA Finals, 3-0 for Florida. Looking at this series beforehand, I was like, I think the Oilers got it. And
Florida has smoked them, bro.
They have.
But they say that team is always one step away. Florida lost in the finals last year.
Right.
They went through the whole thing. Just like Edmonton, I don't think made the playoffs last year. They get in this year. They make the finals. Now they're ready to take that next step, even with a loss. In the NHL, it happens that way a lot more. Like where in the NFL, you see a team get to the Super Bowl, there's a very good chance the losing team doesn't even make the playoffs the following year.
It's true. I mean, it happens. That Super Bowl hangover is real.
It happens, and it happens a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Like for Kansas City to be as good as they've been the last 5 years, it's just insane. I mean,
the run, it's very similar to what we saw with New England in its early stages.
And the thing, they've got to just figure out where they develop and what to do, who they're going to. Because, I mean, you got Mahomes locked up. Mahomes, he's your quarterback until he decides he doesn't want to play football anymore.
Correct.
I mean, Kelsey, maybe 2 years left. Maybe.
Yeah, he's 35.
Like, they're not going to force him out.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he did just sign a 2-year deal, so I would probably stay for that. You know?
Let's say it makes
2 year, $34 million. I'll take $17 million a year, even if I end up banged up and suck a year or something. I'll take it. Which means, I mean, you could spend more money on what's the defensive tackle's name? That was watching the game, first game last year against Detroit. Chris
Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Man. He's good too.
Oh yeah.
You saw the difference.
Yep.
I mean, this year it's crazy to think that they had a down year offensively.
They did though. That's the thing. Early on in last season, we were just questioning that. And I know we're way off the NHL topic.
I know.
We don't know shit about it anyway, so what's the matter?
Just be blunt about it, Wes.
Yeah. I keep betting the Oilers and they keep losing. So I'm just like, you know what? I should have been better about this. I should have recognized after game 2. Quit betting on the Oilers. But I was like, they go back home. There's a chance. Game 3. Nope. Kept betting on them.
No.
I'm like, dude, I've lost 3 hockey bets in a row. So I guarantee you, if I place a bet with the Panthers tonight, I will lose it.
They're going to lose tonight if
Oilers,
you play?
If Oilers fans want to go ahead and Venmo me money, go right ahead. And I will bet on the Panthers to win today, just so the Oilers can get one. And I'll keep it up if you want me to.
Dude, you and me have the same
4 straight games.
We have the same betting habits in multiple sports, and we keep like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I keep betting for the White Sox to lose, and every time I bet on them to lose, they win.
Yeah.
And they're the worst fucking team in baseball.
I know. Yeah, maybe we should go ahead and take a look at baseball while we're at it, because we could wrap this one up after baseball. Unfortunately, my Phillies aren't the best team in baseball.
Yankees overtook you.
Yeah, they've got 3 wins on us, same amount of losses, but that's because the Phillies dropped 2 to the Red Sox this past week, and just in horrific fashion. And
kind of ironic in that sense that the Red Sox helped the Yankees get the best record in baseball.
Well, I mean, the Red Sox aren't that good. I mean, they were under 500 coming in. Now they're a game over 500.
I'll take their record.
I mean, as a Mets fan, yeah, why wouldn't you? Probably rock the Yankees record instead, but no. I mean, the White Sox only have 18 wins on the year. So, I mean, you've got to figure that out, buddy.
I know. What's crazy is I saw a Instagram reel this week. They were talking about the Cubs and the White Sox.
Mm-hmm.
The White Sox and the Cubs over the last 30 games, the White Sox are 8-22. The Cubs are 10-20.
Wow.
The difference in the 2 games was a head-to-head matchup between the White Sox and the Cubs.
Makes sense.
That's just crazy. The Cubs started out pretty fucking hot.
They did early, and then it just went downhill
really fast.
Yeah,
really fast.
The NL Central is kind of gross, similar to the AL West.
I mean, once you get past,
Seattle,
the Brewers are playing fantastic.
Seattle's put it together and starting to distance themselves from the rest of the pack in the AL West. In the Central, you got the Brewers, and then every team is 500 and below in the NL Central. So not very competitive. The Phillies still do have a game or 9 games on the Braves in the NL East. The Braves are in the wrong direction still, 4-6 in the last 10. Not looking good. Phillies have a huge test in their series with Baltimore this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Be interested to see how that goes.
Well, I bet on Phillies, so they're probably going to lose tonight.
Damn it! Why'd you put them?
Just so you know,
I told you not to put them in the bet.
I threw an every baseball game parlay together.
And you took the Mets.
I did take the Mets.
You moron.
I took the Mets.
I will give you that. The Mets are 6-4 in their last 10.
I took the Mets. I think I took the Detroit Tigers tonight. Because every time I bet against them, they win too. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to go the other way today.
Yeah, well, good luck to you, buddy, except for that Phillies game. I want to see us perform against upper echelon teams, especially in the AL. And, those 2 straight losses, the Red Sox are really, they're annoying. So to grab this series from Baltimore would be huge, especially on the road.
It'd be huge.
Yeah.
The sad part is all you're doing is helping the Yankees.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. I mean, the Yankees are probably going to end up with the 1 seed going in anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Them or the Orioles, just depending on how things go. I mean, really, it's not fair to say that because the Guardians are playing good baseball too.
The Guardians are playing okay.
Yeah.
They're not playing terrible baseball. They're not.
No, I mean, they're sitting at 652 win percentage, plus 90 in the run differential, 6-4 in their last 10. They're doing good. They're scoring runs in bunches too. They're doing really well there. They got a 5-game lead on the Royals in the Central. I mean, the Guardians, they're taking care of business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked them to win tonight. I think I went against the Royals for some reason.
You took the Royals to win the AL Central too.
I did.
I did. But overall, that's a good rundown. I guess we could touch on the NL West, where the Dodgers are 6 games above the Padres. Padres are 2 games over 500. The rest of that league or division is under 500. All of them are playing 500 baseball right now. The majority of them are 5-5 in the last 10. Diamondbacks are 6-4 in their last 10, and then you got the lonely Rockies down there at the bottom, 17 games back at first.
I mean, that's what's crazy. We're sitting here talking about teams and this and that. The last place Pittsburgh Pirates are still only 8 games out of first place.
Well, we said it was abysmal down there. I mean, the Cubs and the Pirates have the same win percentage.
Yeah. So. Yeah. It's terrible. I mean, I feel like Milwaukee's going to end up pulling away. Milwaukee's going to win this division by double digits.
I agree. I mean,
I'm just waiting for them to put it together.
But look at the Cardinals. They're
34 and 34.
They're 500, and they're negative 35 in the run differential department.
Yeah.
And we know what that means. We talked about it last year.
You're losing.
Full length, you're losing.
I mean, what's crazy is look at Cincinnati. They're at a plus 15 run differential, and they're still 2 games under 500.
They're 2 games under 500, and they're 2 games, 1 game back of the Cardinals still.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
It's kind of weird, but at the same time, that's Cincinnati Reds baseball, though.
They always waste talent.
They do.
Waste it.
They do.
Waste it.
It's shocking they didn't trade Ellie while he was still a high-level prospect.
He's still freaking a high-level guy.
Oh, no, but I meant before he even
stepped
foot on a major league.
I wonder if there were still question marks about it, and they wanted to know how he would do in the spotlight. And then he gets here, and he's been fantastic.
He's phenomenal. He's fun to watch, man.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah. He brings the fun back to the game. I mean, I like the kid.
I like the way, and he's great with the fans.
Yes. Baseball, those guys, there's certain guys that are just the a-holes of it that aren't very fan cooperative, but I would say 90% of the baseball guys are hey, let's give the fans what they want. Let's you see it all the time, videos where outfielders doing warm up or dicking around with the fans in the stands and stuff. they have a good time. I mean, there are the few that, suck. I mean, Barry Bonds was one of those guys. He was not one of those guys.
Jose Canseco was not.
No. Mark McGwire wasn't early, and then as he aged, he became one.
Yep.
Roger Clemens probably wasn't one of those guys.
I guarantee Roger Clemens was not one of those guys.
But I mean, there's certain guys like Ken Griffey Jr. was one of those
Kurt
guys.
Schilling wasn't one of those guys.
No. Randy Johnson was, surprisingly. What's really weird. Kurt wasn't. Randy was.
When you look at Randy Johnson, you just are intimidated. He's tall.
Yes.
He's just a huge human. And there's the demeanor he had on the field. You're like, that guy's an asshole.
No.
And he's not.
He is opposite of that. It's like, I don't know. You see the thing for football players, and like now I see why they put the certain guys on TV. I get it.
John Kruk is the best.
Oh, he's awesome.
Absolute
awesome.
Best. My man just tells these off the wall stories all the time during games, and you're just like, good. I was getting tired of watching Walker give up like 5 runs in the first.
John Kruk.
Thank you, John, for at least entertaining me today.
He's been that way his entire career.
Oh no, he was. He's like, oh man, fat guy's got to go back to
yes,
and quit drinking beer and ripping heaters.
he doesn't give a shit. He gives 2 shits. He says what's on his mind. The video of them.
He lets it loose too. I mean, like there's some stuff you're like, who?
Bro,
Brian, he's on a hot mic. I don't know if he knows.
Well, dude, the joke. What's a Phillies guy was it that was a rookie? That's a really good player for them, and they pulled the joke on him about they didn't report something to MLB.
I think that was Cole Hamels. And they said they sent him to Japan for a certain amount of money. I think it was Cole Hamels.
No, it wasn't this. It wasn't this. It was somebody else. But they essentially, there was some paperwork or something that didn't go through right, and so they had to like do this or do that. But the whole joke about it was that John Kruk is in this meeting and it's like, yeah, I'm part of the MLB rules committee.
Yes, yeah.
And it's like. And it's like, oh God, and they're like, yeah, we're probably gonna get a like $250,000 fine for you,
there's
and
that,
that
one too.
Yeah. And it's like,
there's
oh my God,
there's 2 different pranks he was in on that.
He's like, and the player's like, oh my God, what's gonna happen next? And, well, first of all, I can't believe you fell for the fact that I'm part of the rules committee.
Yeah, Kruk.
And as soon as he said it, the guy's like, oh, you son of a bitch.
Kruk got me.
But I mean, that's just, I love stories like that.
They're great. I mean, that's why listening to all Will Clark stories.
Oh God.
Look at that kid real fast.
I love that. He was a giant, but goddamn, dude, he's so entertaining.
He is.
So entertaining.
Like whoever came up with the idea to put Will Clark behind a mic, genius.
Yeah. Genius.
Man lets out all his secrets.
Dude, he don't get
none.
That dude said exactly how he felt about Angel Hernandez multiple times.
I mean, we saw how Bryce Harper feels about him on the field.
Kyle Schwarber.
Kyle Schwarber don't like him.
Nobody liked him.
Not a player, I think, that respects Angel Hernandez.
The only dude that liked Angel Hernandez was the one pitcher that he kept calling all his balls strikes.
Yes. Those pitchers were probably in favor of Angel Hernandez.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, that's 7 inches off the plate. That's a strike. Dude, you watch it. The catcher's way out here. It's way out to the right.
You can't even frame those pitches.
There's no framing it. It's like, oh shit, I got to reach. Strike. But he's gone though. Now we just got to get rid of the rest of the bad ones.
That's always puzzled me. Is like in the NBA. Or in college basketball, or even in MLB, the age of some of these guys, especially like in a fast-paced sport, because baseball, those guys don't have to move too much, right? But in NBA, look at their officials. Look at the officials in college basketball. How old and fat and rotund some of those guys are.
Some of those guys are.
Like their vision can't be great.
Well, I mean. My thing would
there's got to be a point where it's like maybe it's time for you to go.
Yeah. Well, my
'Cause
thing
you
was
need to have some guys in their like 40s and 50s in there. The guys that are like overweight and in their
Yeah.
60s, pushing 70. It's like, man, I know you've been here for a while, but it's time to hang them up, man.
Well,
like,
I was thinking about the NFL guys. You look at the NFL guys, like what's the one NFL official that is just fucking jacked?
He's retired now.
He's retired now, but that dude, like,
Oh, fuck.
you could tell that dude was in shape.
Oh no, but yeah, he could do it. Damn it, I know his name.
Oh, dude, I can picture the guy. Like, I can picture him.
Yeah,
But he was.
they even put him in a video game one.
Yeah,
time.
he was like, "Toosh," like massive. Like, that's not the dude you want to be arguing stuff with, ever, anywhere.
It's ridiculous that we're not remembering it.
No, I gotta. Oh, see, now we're
Back to NFL.
Ed Hockley.
Yeah, Hockley. Jesus.
I literally
Or
just
Hockley.
Googled. I literally Googled Jack NFL ref,
Yep, there we go.
and that's who came up with Ed Hockley.
Because he was ripped. Now his son's officiated NFL games.
You imagine going home to him and then him yelling at you?
I was like, nah, man, I got it. You were correct, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Go to bed.
Like, some of those guys, I'm like you, I don't get it. But, like, you know, Angel Hernandez was an NFL umpire for at least 40 years. Or not an NFL umpire, but a MLB umpire for 40 years. Which is just stupid.
It's a long period of time.
A long period of time to suck at your job.
And like I said, I'm pretty sure social media contributed a lot to like Angel Hernandez because it was just bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you on that, brother. I am with you.
Well, cool. I think that could wrap up this episode. We do have maybe a brief hiatus on the horizon. We were going to try to get you an off the wall episode. One that we just bullshit about, just life topics and other things. Just to fill in for a quick week where I'll be out of town for the next couple of weekends here. Going to go to a concert with my brother and my niece next weekend, and then we are taking the kids to Philadelphia the following weekend. So I'm going to catch the Phillies and Marlins. I'm going to sit front row on the third baseline.
Who would I bet in that game?
Bet the Marlins, because whoever you bet loses. So that's what I need you to do.
Bet the Marlins that week?
Yes, please.
You want me to throw my money away on that week?
Yeah, man, that's what I'm hoping
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing anyway.
And do it for the benefit of the kids enjoying the game for a win. Get that, please. Do it for me. Do it for me. Do it for the kids. Do it for the kids, Steve.
You know what my normal line would be right about now. But I'm not going to go there today.
Oh, fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids. Hey, my kids. I don't care.
Steve's trying to get money in the pockets. Line them. Line them.
Right. That's right.
But yeah, so we'll have one off the wall with some random ass topics that don't pertain to sports.
I like
See
that.
if
I'm
that's
looking
any-
forward to that.
That'd be a good one.
Talking
and
about
then-
us and a rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, we love some rabbit holes. So
That could be dangerous.
yes, sir. But outside of that, we'll bring back some more sports. So we'll have a hopefully no hiatus. So we do have back-to-back weeks with some good entertainment value for you.
It's always good entertainment value.
All right, man. Well, till another week.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right, man. Well, it's been good as always.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we will hit you on the next one.
Absolutely, brother. Remember to like us on all the socials.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Forgot all about that. You know, your Facebook, your Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all that good stuff. You can find the latest links to all episodes right there. We're on YouTube. These upload right after the live streams. So it's Jabbo the Pod across all platforms. JABO the Pod. You can find them right there. But Hey, man, this one wrap it up.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
Till next week.
Yep.
Post-game show is brought to you by Christ, I can't find it. The hell with it.